Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So this week I am doing my March reading wrap up. So I read 13 books last month, which I think is the most books I've read in a month ever, I think. Maybe except for last March. I read a lot of books last March too. So I guess March is just my reading month, but let's get started. So first I started off March with 1,000 Heartbeats by Kiera Cass. So I was on a trip in Mexico and I was reading this while I was there. This is, it's a standalone kind of like fantasy, I guess it's fantasy, a fantasy romance. And it's young adult, and I loved the selection by Kiera Cass, so I really wanted to read this. And I heard no one talking about it, but it was really cute. I think I gave this 4 stars. It was really cute. It is a standalone, so there's only so many details you're gonna get within one 500-ish page book. But it was high stakes. It was high stakes. Death was on the line. They were supposed to kill each other, and I don't know. The storyline was really cute. I loved how they got to talking at some point, and they were telling each other a story, and it was just it connected, and it was so cool how that kind of came around. I would suggest reading it. I think it's really fun, and it's great for a standalone because you still get that high stakes kind of enemies to lovers, but you're also getting one book instead of 20. Next, I read Binding 13 by Chloe Walsh. So this is the first book in the Boys of Tommen series. I have been really wanting to get to this because I love the found family, emotionally destroying books, romance books. So this is about Johnny and Shannon. I'm sure everyone knows about this. But anyway, it's about Johnny and Shannon. And Shannon just lives in this really awful, abusive household. And she was very, very bullied at her old school. And so finally, her mother and somehow got her father to agree to a new school. And so she's going to this fancy kind of prep school now. And she meets Johnny, who is a little bit older than her. But eventually they start getting closer, and he's like, something's up, something's not right here, and he's just really trying to figure it out. It's so emotionally destroying, I can't even, but it's so good, and they care about each other so much. I read Keeping 13 by Chloe Walsh, so this is the second book in the Boys of Tommen series. I also gave this a 4.75 stars. So you're seeing the aftermath of the crazy events that happened and Binding 13. So you're seeing the aftermath of all that and where we're heading. And they continue their really close bond. Her and her relationship with Johnny are it's not being accepted by everyone. But they're really pushing through, and they're so loyal to each other, and they love each other so much. And I love how much Johnny just he does not care what he has to do. He will protect Shannon at any cost, and her family at any cost he has to. And then the last 10 books I read this month were the Addicted and Calloway Sister series. So I will quickly talk about each book and kind of my thoughts on them. I'll try to speak fast because it is 10 books. But I read the whole series in actually 1 week, 7 days, because I read it over spring break. I work at a dance studio, so they had spring break off, so I didn't have any work. So the entire week, all I did was read the Addicted Calloway Sister series, and I loved every second of it. Every second, I loved it. I completely understand why people love them so much, especially in 10 books. You just get so attached to characters in the found family, and they feel like a part of you. They just really do. They really do. But I will start talking about them now. So first, we have Addicted to You. So this is obviously Lily and Lo. Lily is a sex addict, and Lo is an alcoholic. So you're really seeing them just hardcore, really let each other live in these addictions. And they have been best friends for forever. Since they were children, little kids, they've been best friends. It's always been Lily and Lo, always. They've been fake dating for a good chunk of time of their life, from high school and up to just hide that their crippling addictions that both started at concerningly young ages and no one noticed. You're seeing their day-to-day life and how it's bad. It's bad. And so you're seeing how bad it really gets. And finally, you see the breaking point for Lo. You really see the breaking point for Lo in this. And we make a couple friends along the way. Then we have Ricochet. So in this book, Lo is in rehab, and you just have really, it's all Lily's point of view. And Lily is hanging out with Reich and her younger sister Daisy for most of this book. So you see Lily and Reich's kind of friendship and how he helps her a lot. And, he's helping Lo through this whole addiction. So he's trying to help Lo through rehab and everything, but he's helping Lily to kind of help Lo. But you see their friendship eventually grow, and he actually really does care about Lily. But you also see his slow relationship with Daisy start. So he sees this young girl, about 15 years old, modeling with a bunch of 20-year-olds, and her mom forcing her to do nude photo shoots and just anything she can to get her photos out there and just live this really not fantastic life. And he just sees this girl in need. So you really start to see how much he does care about people. He's helping Lo, he's helping Lily, now he's trying to help Daisy because she's just kind of a mess. So that's really what this whole book did for now. So this is the third book of Lily and Lo. And so Lo's out of rehab, they're moving in with her sister Rose. So Rose can kind of help watch over Lily and Lo a little bit. And so you see a lot of her bond with her sister, and you see Lo's relationship with Rose, which is they hate each other, but also if one's in a situation where they need help, they will be there in a heartbeat because they're pretty much family. The bond becomes a million times stronger between them since she moves in with her sister Rose. Their bond becomes stronger, their bond with Connor and Reich, and Daisy gets way more involved in their family now, and you just see them become a lot closer and just really lean on each other, and they're all very helpful towards each other all the time. You're reading a lot about recovering addicts and how it's not always successful the first try. And sometimes you need a little bit more help and someone to lean on, and you're seeing them finally accept they can't always do it on their own. We have Kiss the Sky, which is Rose and Connor's first book. So you have Rose Calloway and Connor Cobalt. And so Rose and Connor have known each other for years and years and years, and they've been academic rivals since they've met. Their bond begin to form, and they're already dating in this book, but it is just a long road to trust and to understanding each other and finally just being like, it's okay. It's okay to just be ourselves around each other. We don't have to, we're both incredibly intelligent, and we understand how intelligent we are, so we don't have to try to dumb it down for everyone. We can just fully be ourselves. And it's just a long time for them to finally trust each other and show emotion towards each other, because in their minds that's a weak thing to do. Logic is strong, emotion is weak. So you finally see them accept that it's okay to show emotion around the other person. We start a reality show. So it is called The Princesses of Philly, and it's about obviously the three sisters, Lily, Daisy, and Rose. Mainly it was made for Lily because her addiction hit the media. But then we also have Lo, Reich, and Connor are also involved in this. So they all move into a house together, and they're filming the show. And we have the producer, Scott, who causes so much trouble, so many issues. Terrible, terrible person. I've never hated a book character more. And you see just a little bit more of all of their bonds living in one house together. And I don't know, it's just... the found family gets 10 times. This is when I felt super connected to all the characters. I think, but this was kind of the first time you really saw all of them super interact with each other because it was the reality show storyline in this book. The other books were very Lily and Lo centered, which this is also Rose and Connor centered, but because they're all living in one small house together and they're filming this reality show, it forms an even tighter knit group between the six of them. And so I felt super connected to the characters in this book and all their stories. And this is when it really started to I was like, oh, I loved Lily and Lo, and I love Rose and Connor, but it was just finally I was I love all of them. I get it. I'm here, I'm in it now, I'm attached to all of them. We're on to House Flower, which is my favorite book in the whole series. Reich and Daisy are my absolute favorite couple from the entire series. I don't care what anyone says. I will defend Reich and Daisy till the day I die. I love them so much. Daisy's finally 18. She wants to move out. And she moves into the same apartment complex as Reich lives in because Reich is kind of the only person that's really been there for her. This whole time, the second he met her, he saw she really needed someone. And, her sisters kind of always thought she just, that she really was independent, how to handle herself, because that's what she wanted people to see. So that's what her sisters really saw. So they didn't think she needed any help. And, obviously Lily and Lo had a lot going on in their lives, and they really couldn't send out any more help because they really needed it all for themselves in those moments. But no one really noticed how much Daisy was struggling except for Reich Meadows. So I think he was just there when she needed him to be there. But she moves into his apartment complex because she still wants him around, because she still needs help and he wants to help. And they just have a good friendship. It's very much a friendship is what they have. And feelings may be arising a little bit. You see how adventurous, you saw a little bit of it in Ricochet, but you see how adventurous Daisy is as well. So they just go on all these adventures together and just have so much fun on this road trip. And really, I don't know, you just really see them bond in that sense too. They already kind of were a little bit in the dangerous side of bonding, but I don't know, it's just fun to see all their adventures together and how adventurous and fun they are. Next we have Thrive. So this is the fourth book of Lily and Lo. So this is all the retelling of the events and Lily and Lo's point of view from Kiss the Sky and Hot House Flower. So you see kind of all the events that occur through Lily and Lo's point of view. So you see all of Paris through Lo's point of view, and you see there's some secrets happening in here. Well, not really secrets, but things happen, and we're keeping a little secret. So you see you see how the secret comes to life and how it starts becoming a secret. And you see Lo's reaction when he finds out, and it just makes Lily and Lo, their bond, even 10 times stronger. So much stronger. So much stronger. I don't even know how, but it literally did. They're so perfect for each other. Whole reality show from their point of view and everything that went down in their eyes of it. So it gets pretty emotional in this book. We're taking a step back a little bit in our recovery. Both of them are, but they're getting each other back to the place they need to be. I don't know. It's very emotional, but it's very healing. Then we have the fifth and final book of Lily and Lo's story. So this is Addicted After All. So you see their little family and how, like, the aftermath of everything and where we're at now, and we're finally, really truly like recovering, and he has a business and she has a business, and how they're running that, and they make some new friends in this book. They're living in a new neighborhood and they're dealing with some situations there, and Rose, Connor, Lily, and Lo, especially Daisy and Reich also grow closer with the six of them all do, but especially Lily, Rose, Connor, and Lo, they grow very close, very similar situations kind of happening, and some scandals with them. They have similar scandals kind of happening. And I don't know, you see them get married. This one's it's just so like cute. Like you just really see them happy and healthy in their relationship, and it's really sweet to see. But you see them get married, which they got married on October 10th, which happens to be my birthday. So I thought that was really cool and exciting. Also, I love in their books, they're very into superheroes and just like into fandoms and stuff like that. But they love Teen Wolf, and so we have lots of conversations about Teen Wolf in here. And we do speak about Styles, who's my favorite, because Dylan O'Brien's my favorite human in the whole world. We speak about Styles, and we have a little comment about Styles and Derek, and I thought that was so cute and funny. And Styles and Lydia, I thought that was cute too. I don't know, I love when we talk about things I know about. Then we have Fuel the Fire, which is Rose and Connor's second book. So you see more on how they're dealing with the scandal that was created, and Scott moves into their neighborhood across the street from where the 6 of them live. Because, Reich and Daisy moved into this house. So Scott now lives across the street from where the 6 of them live, and we're dealing with that. So Connor, being the logical man he is and the great man he is, decides to grow close to Scott, for payback. And he gets it. He does get it. Unfortunately, not necessarily the way we would have wanted it to come about. But we do get back at him, and Scott is locked in jail. All good. Long Way Down, which is Daisy and Reich's second book. And I also gave this a 5 stars like I did in Hot House Flower. You just see more of their story, and they can't catch a break. They cannot catch a break. And, they're engaged and they're getting married, and, they're still trying to deal with Daisy's family accepting this whole relationship. And you see them fight for that battle to just, finally, for people to see that they just really care about each other. They love each other, they care about each other, they understand each other more than anyone even knows. Like, they're trying to just hope people finally see that from them. And so it's just never ending. They go through the most physical things. Like, I feel like Rose and Connor dealt with a lot emotionally, Lily and Lo dealt with a lot emotionally. They go through the most physically. So it ends up happy for them finally at the end. They have a happy life. They finally have a kid. They're finally happy. And they're just so cute. And I love them so, so much. And they still do their crazy adventures, and it's just so cute. I love them. They're just amazing parents. They're all amazing parents, though. All of them are. Finally, which was also my final book of the month, we have Some Kind of Perfect, which is the epilogue novel of the whole Addicted Calloway Sisters series. So this has every single person's point of view in this book. And it goes through like year gaps kind of at a time. So we go from the year 2018 to 2033. So we go about 9 years into the future at this moment in time, from 2018 to 2033. So we're seeing their whole lives from the end of Long Way Down all the way to 2033, which ends as the epilogue chapter in Long Way Down. So you're just really seeing them all be parents and how great parents they are, and you're seeing them deal with all the situations that happened to them when, they weren't parents and they were younger. And you're seeing them as grown adults trying to handle these situations with kids and realizing they don't want their kids to see all these things about them and trying to somehow deal with that. And so their best way to deal with it is make the fans happy and just speak the truth finally. So what their fans always wanted was a season 2 of Princesses of Philly. So instead of doing that, they decided they will do a show where they are the producers, have complete control over everything, and just finally speak out on everything their fans have ever wanted to know truthfully, and just kind of release the episodes whenever they feel is necessary. And it responded really well with the fans. So they're finally seeing their fans stop trying to harass them and attack them in the street, to finally like loving and accepting them again and trying and understanding them now. So now they're wanting to give them more privacy, and they're respecting them more as people and realizing these are human beings and they have feelings. But you see the ongoing, Daisy and Reich situation, and Rose and Connor step in to help. And it's so cute and it's so nice, and they so didn't need to do that, but they did, and it was so sweet of them to do it. And so the 4 of them grow really, really close. And then you see how their kids are like handling school and what their situations are in school, and you really see all of their kids' personalities, like really see their personalities. And it's so fun because obviously they're written to be like their parents, but they're like their parents in the least, like in the ways you wouldn't think they would be. I don't know, and they're all such great parents. And I like seeing how Lily and Lo are such great parents, and you see them again. They're still obviously battling addictions, but you're seeing Lily go through a tough time with still wanting to be like have a strong relationship with Lo, but she thinks anytime she gives in to Lo or wants to just be with him, that she's like putting her kids second instead of first. And she's trying to learn that that's not at all what's happening. And her kids are still first, but she's allowed to be in love with her husband still. And you're seeing her really battle that, and Lo and his family issues that are going on. Mike's kids are crazy, adventurous, super imaginative. Lily and Lo's kids are just super strong-minded and very curious people, and they also have a strong love of fandoms and superheroes, and that's also really fun to see how they talk about it. Rose and Connor have 7 kids, and you would think 7 kids wouldn't all have a strong bond with each other because there's so many kids, but you see how they really make sure that their kids have these strong family bonds because Rose always had strong connections with her sisters. And so you see all of her kids just really take care of each other so much. They are always standing up for each other in school and any way they can. They're constantly there for each other, and it is so sweet. And her kids are just they're very, very logical, very, very smart. They can all speak multiple languages. So it's so healing after going through the first 9 books of a lot of tragic and heartbreak moments, and you're finally seeing them just happy and healthy and living their absolute best life. So that was my March wrap up. Sorry, this is probably going to be a longer video because it was 13 books, and I talked for a lot longer on the Addicted books than I was planning to do, but I just had to get it all out of my body. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. Again, comment any other video ideas or books you want me to read, anything at all.